The market on Zarkin Station was loud, dirty, and cruel. Metal walkways shook as thousands of alien feet passed every minute. Strange smells filled the air: oil, sweat, blood, and fear. Creatures of every shape and size shouted prices, argued, and laughed. This was not a place for kindness. It was a place where everything had a price, including lives. At the far end of the market, near a row of rusted cages, a small alien girl lay on the cold metal floor. A thick energy chain was locked around her neck. The chain was short, forcing her to stay low like an animal. If she tried to stand straight, pain shot through her body. Her clothes were torn. Old scars covered her arms and back. Her skin was pale blue, dull from hunger and exhaustion. People passed her without looking. Some laughed. Some pointed. A few threw small objects at her to see if she would react. She did not. Her eyes were empty. Not angry. Not hopeful. Just tired. Very tired. The dealer stood above her, a tall reptilian alien with sharp teeth and a wide grin. He kicked the cage bars with his foot. Fresh stock, he shouted, strong enough to work, quiet enough to obey. The girl flinched at his voice but said nothing. A human walked by. He did not look important. No heavy armor. No weapons on display. Just a simple jacket, travel boots, and calm eyes. He was older than most traders, his face marked by long journeys and hard choices. He was passing by like everyone else. At first. Then the girl lifted her head. Her eyes met his. Something changed. She pulled herself forward, ignoring the pain from the chain. Her hands trembled as she reached the edge of the cage. Her voice came out weak, broken, but clear enough. Human. He stopped. The market noise seemed to fade for a moment. The human turned slowly and looked at her. No one ever stopped for her. The dealer frowned. Hey, move along, human. Don't block business. The human ignored him. The girl swallowed hard. This was her only chance. She had seen humans before, rare, strange, different. They did not look at slaves the same way. She forced the words out. Can you buy me? She asked. The human's brow tightened. People nearby slowed down, curious. And take me as your slave? She finished. The words hit harder than any scream. The market went quiet around them. Some aliens laughed. Others shook their heads. The dealer smiled wide. See, even she knows her place. The human looked down at her. Chained, broken, begging to be owned. Why? The human asked softly. The girl hesitated. Her eyes dropped to the floor. Because. If you don't, she said, voice shaking. Someone worse will. She lifted her head again, fear clear on her face. And I am tired of being hurt. The human clenched his jaw. Around them, whispers spread. Why is he listening? Humans are strange. She's damaged goods. The dealer crossed his arms. She's cheap, he said. No fight left in her. Good for cleaning, hauling, obeying. You want her, human? I'll give you a deal. The girl's hands shook more. She waited for the answer that always came. No. But it did not. The human knelt down. Eye level. Not above her. Not like a master. Like an equal. What is your name? He asked. The girl froze. No one had asked her that in a long time. I don't know, she whispered. They took it. Something dark passed through the human's eyes. The dealer laughed. Names don't matter. Only ownership. The human stood up slowly and turned to the dealer. How much? He asked. The laughter stopped. What? The dealer blinked. How much for her? The human repeated. The crowd leaned in. The dealer grinned again, greedy now. Very cheap. She's broken. Half the price of a normal slave. The girl closed her eyes. She hated herself for hoping. The human reached into his coat, pulled out a credit chip, placed it into the dealer's hand. For her, he said. The dealer checked it and laughed loudly. Deal. The cage unlocked with a sharp click. The chain around the girl's neck powered down. for the first time in years. The pain stopped. The girl collapsed forward. Shaking, the human caught her before she hit the ground. Gasps rippled through the crowd. She's his now. Someone said. The human looked down at the girl in his arms. Then he spoke loud enough for everyone to hear. No, he said. I didn't buy a slave. The dealer frowned. What do you mean? The human's voice was calm, steady, dangerous. I bought her freedom. The market exploded into shocked noise, and somewhere deep inside the girl's chest, something long dead began to stir. The market did not calm down. If anything, it became louder. Aliens shouted. Some laughed. Some argued. A few looked angry. The words, I bought her freedom, echoed again and again through the metal corridors of Zarkin Station. The dealer's smile slowly faded. Freedom? He hissed. You paid for property, human, not ideas. The human did not answer right away. He gently helped the alien girl sit against a crate. She looked up at him with wide eyes, confused and scared. Stay here, he said softly. She nodded, even though she did not understand why he was being kind. The dealer stepped forward, tail twitching in anger. The deal is done. She belongs to you. Do what you want, but don't cause trouble. That's the problem, the human replied calmly. I don't want to own her. A tall armored guard pushed through the crowd. Then another. Their armor bore the symbol of the station authority. What's going on here? One guard demanded. The dealer pointed at the human. He is breaking trade law. He bought a slave and now refuses ownership. The guard turned to the human. Is this true? Yes, the human said. The crowd gasped. The guard's eyes narrowed. Do you understand station law, human? Slaves cannot be freed without authorization. The alien girl shrank back, fear flooding her face. Her hands grabbed the floor like she was ready to be dragged away again. I knew it, she whispered. It was too good to be real. The human heard her. He turned back to her and knelt again. No, he said. This is real. She looked at him, tears forming. Then why are they angry? Because freedom scares people who profit from chains. The guard raised his weapon slightly. Human, step away from the asset. The human slowly stood. No. The word was simple, but heavy. The dealer laughed nervously. Don't be stupid. She's worthless, broken. Why risk trouble for trash? The human's eyes hardened. You see trash, he said. I see someone who survived. The guard stepped closer. Final warning. Around them, aliens watched. Closely, some expected violence. Others expected the human to back down. Humans usually did. This one did not. He reached into his jacket again. The guards tensed, but instead of a weapon, he pulled out a small data disk. This contains recorded proof, he said. Illegal capture, torture, forced labor. Your market violates 3 interstellar treaties. The dealer's color drained from his face. That's a lie. Then check it, the human replied. The guard hesitated. He took the disk. As the guard reviewed it, silence spread. The alien girl watched everything, her heart pounding. She did not understand laws or treaties. She only knew one thing. No one had ever fought like this for her. The guard looked up slowly. This market will be investigated, he said. Until then, the transaction is suspended. The dealer shouted, You can't do this. I just did, the guard replied. Then he turned to the human. And you, he said. You are responsible for her until further notice. The alien girl froze. Responsible. Ownership? Her breath quickened. The human looked down at her. Then he shook his head. No, he said. I am not responsible for her. The guard frowned. Then who is? The human answered without hesitation. She is. The words hit her harder than chains ever had. She stared up at him. Me? Yes, he said. You decide where you go, what you do, who you are. She did not know how. to respond. Her whole life, choices had been taken from her. The guard's side. You humans are impossible. He stepped back. Very well. She walks free for now, but be warned, not everyone will accept this. The guards left. The dealer backed away, muttering threats. Slowly, the crowd broke apart. Only the human and the alien girl remained. She stood up slowly, legs shaking. No chain pulled her down. She touched her neck. Nothing. She looked at the human, fear mixing with confusion. What do I do now? She asked. He smiled gently. First, he said, you stop asking permission. She blinked. Second, he continued, you choose a name. Her lips trembled. I want to stay, she said quietly. Not as a slave, just near you. The human nodded. That's your choice, he said. And for the first time in her life, she believed him. Freedom was quiet. That was the first thing the alien girl noticed. No shouting dealers. No chains pulling her neck down. No orders screaming into her ears. Just the low hum of the station engines and the soft echo of footsteps. She walked behind the human through the long metal corridor. Not beside him. Behind. Always behind. Her steps were careful, almost silent. Every few seconds she looked around, expecting someone to grab her arm or snap a collar back around her neck. Nothing happened. The human slowed his pace. You can walk next to me, he said gently. She froze. Her mind searched for the trick. There was always a trick. I don't want to get in your way, she said. You won't, he replied. I promise. After a moment, she moved closer. Still not fully beside him, but closer than before. They reached a small docking bay. A simple human transport ship rested there, scarred, old, but clean. No guards, no cages. The girl stared at it. This is yours? She asked. Yes. Is this where I work? The human stopped. No, he said. This is where I live. Her chest tightened. Live. She did not understand that word the way he did. Inside the ship, the lights were warm, soft. There were no restraints. No sleeping racks stacked like shelves. Just a small table, 2 chairs, and a sleeping area. She stood at the entrance, afraid to step inside. May I enter? She asked quietly. The human turned to her, surprised. You don't need permission. Her hands curled into fists. She stepped in. The door closed behind them with a gentle hiss. She flinched. Her breathing quickened. The human noticed immediately. It doesn't lock automatically, he said. You can leave any time. She nodded, but her body did not relax. He handed her a cup of warm nutrient drink. For you. She stared at it. Is this a test? She asked. No. Will you hurt me if I refuse? No. Will you sell me later? No. Each answer came without hesitation. She slowly took the cup. Her hand shook so badly that some of the liquid spilled. The human sat across from her, giving her space. She took a small sip. Her eyes widened. It's warm, she whispered. Yes. They never gave us warm food. The human said nothing. She drank more, faster now, then stopped suddenly, fear flashing across her face. I'm sorry, she said quickly. I drank too much. I won't do it again. The human leaned forward slightly. You don't need to apologize for eating. Her eyes filled with tears. That sentence broke something inside her. She looked around the ship again. Where do I sleep? She asked. Wherever you like. She pointed to the floor. Here is fine. No, he said firmly. She stiffened, expecting anger, but he pointed to a small bed. That is a bed. It's yours if you want it. She stared at it like it might attack her. I don't deserve that, she said. The human's voice lowered. Who told you that? She hesitated. Everyone. Silence fell between them. After a long moment, she asked the question that had been burning inside her. Why did you help me? He looked at her carefully. Because you asked, he said. That's all? That's enough. Her lips trembled. No one ever listened before. She hugged her arms around herself. If I am free, she said slowly, what am I supposed to do? The human thought for a moment. First, he said, you rest. Then, you learn. Learn what? How to live without fear. She shook her head. I don't know how. That's okay, he replied. Most of us don't at first. A sudden loud alarm echoed outside the ship. Her body reacted instantly. She dropped to the floor, covering her head, waiting for pain. The human was at her side in a second. It's just a station alert, he said calmly. You're safe. She looked up at him, shaking. Will they take me back? She whispered. Not tonight, he said. But others may try. Her eyes widened. Because I am free? Because you are proof, he answered. Proof that the system is wrong. She swallowed hard. I don't want to cause trouble. The human smiled sadly. You already did, just by surviving. She thought about that. Then she asked softly, can I stay? Until I understand freedom? He nodded. As long as you need. She sat quietly on the bed. For the first time, no chain told her where to sit. For the first time, no voice told her what to do, and that terrified her more than any cage ever had. Outside the ship, unseen by them, eyes were watching, and freedom, it seemed, had just made an enemy. The knock on the ship door was loud, hard. The alien girl jumped in fear. Her body reacted before her mind. She slid off the bed and moved to the corner, her hands shaking, eyes wide. They found me, she whispered. The human was already on his feet. Stay here, he said calmly. No one will touch you. The knock came again, then a voice echoed. Through the ship, by order of the Galactic Trade Authority, open the door, immediately. The human took a deep breath and opened the door. 3 figures stood outside. 2 were station guards in heavy armor. The third wore long black robes marked with glowing symbols of law. His eyes were cold and sharp. The law enforcer, the guards, stepped inside without waiting. The alien girl pressed herself tighter into the corner. The enforcer looked around the ship, then fixed his gaze on her. There she is, he said flatly. The freed asset. She is not an asset, the human replied. The enforcer ignored him. According to Article 77B, he said, any slave released without proper authorization must be returned to ownership or seized by the state. The girl's breathing became fast and shallow. Returned to ownership. The human stepped between her and the guards. That law is wrong, he said. The enforcer raised an eyebrow. Law is not about right or wrong. It is about order. Your order is built on chains, the human replied. One guard raised his weapon slightly. Human, the enforcer warned, step aside. The girl finally found her voice. Please, she said weakly. I will work. I will obey. Just don't take me back. The enforcer looked down at her like she was broken equipment. You have no legal voice. The human's fists clenched. She has a voice, he said. You just refuse to hear it. The enforcer turned to him slowly. Do you know how many civilizations depend on this system? He asked. Millions of credits. Stability, control, and suffering, the human replied. You forgot suffering. The enforcer waved his hand. Guards. The guards moved forward. The girl screamed out pure terror. The human stepped forward instantly. No, he said. That one word stopped everyone. The enforcer's eyes narrowed. You are interfering with lawful seizure. Yes, the human said. I am. You will be arrested. So be it. The guards hesitated. Humans rarely resisted law officers. The human activated his wrist device. A hologram burst into the air. Images filled the ship. Cages. Beatings. Bodies collapsed from exhaustion. Alien Children in chains. The girl gasped. The guards froze. What is this? One guard asked. Evidence, the human said. Collected over 20 systems. Proof that this law enables torture, not trade. The enforcer's face hardened. This is classified information. No, the human replied. It is truth. The enforcer turned to the guards. Shut it down. Before they could move. The girl crawled forward. She stood. Her legs shook. But she stood. Everyone stared at her. I am not broken, she said quietly. You broke me. Silence fell. Her voice grew stronger. I was born free. You chained me. You sold me. You hurt. And me. And now. Someone showed me I am a person. The enforcer laughed softly. Emotional noise, he said. Irrelevant. The human stepped beside her. You made a mistake, he said. You let her remember who she is. The enforcer's voice dropped. This ends now. He raised his hand. The ship alarm suddenly blared. Red lights flashed. An announcement echoed across the station. Attention. Unauthorized legal seizure detected. Tribunal review initiated. The enforcer stiffened. What? The human smiled slightly. I sent the evidence to the Central Council, he said. All of it. The enforcer's face twisted with anger. You have no idea what you've done. Oh, the human replied. I do. The guards received new orders on their visors. They stepped back. Seizure suspended, one guard said. Tribunal authority now active. The enforcer glared at the human. This law protects the galaxy from chaos. The human looked down at the girl. Then maybe, he said, the galaxy deserves a little chaos. The enforcer turned and stormed. Out. The guards followed. The door closed. Silence returned. The girl collapsed to her knees. Sobbing, the human knelt beside her. They didn't take me, she cried. They didn't take me. No, he said gently. But this isn't over. She looked up at him. What happens now? He met her eyes. Now, he said, the galaxy starts asking questions. Outside the ship, across the station. The system began to crack, and someone very powerful decided the human had to be stopped. The tribunal chamber was enormous. High metal walls rose like a cage made for giants. Floating lights hovered above a circular platform in the center. Around it, tiered seats were filled with representatives from dozens of alien species. They had come to see a human judged. The human stood alone on the platform. No chains. No guards holding him. But every eye was on him, beside the platform. The alien girl stood behind a faint energy barrier. She was allowed to watch but not to speak. Her hands trembled as she held them together. Across from the human, 3 tribunal judges appeared as towering holograms. Their voices echoed together, cold and powerful. Human traitor, they said. You are accused of violating galactic trade law, interfering with lawful ownership, and spreading destabilizing information. The human did not bow. He stood straight. Yes, he said, I did all of that. A wave of whispers swept through the chamber. The judges paused. You admit guilt? One asked. I admit action, the human replied. Not wrongdoing. A sharp sound echoed as the enforcer from before stepped forward. This human is dangerous, the enforcer said. He undermines order. Slavery is a necessary system. Without it, economies collapse. The alien girl's chest tightened. Necessary. The judges turned their glowing eyes to the human. Do you deny that slavery supports interstellar stability? The human looked around the chamber. At powerful beings. At comfortable lives, built on suffering. Then he spoke. You call it slavery, he said, but you dress it up with law. You say asset, so you don't have to say person. Some representatives shifted uncomfortably. You say stability, he continued. But stability for who? The enforcer scoffed. Emotional arguments. The human raised his voice slightly. Emotion is what tells us when something is wrong. The judges leaned forward. Are humans ruled by emotion? One asked. Yes, the human answered. That's our strength. Murmurs filled the chamber. The enforcer activated a hologram, images of labor. Colonies appeared. These beings were saved from extinction, he said. Given purpose. The alien girl gasped. The human stepped forward. May I speak freely? He asked. The judges hesitated, then nodded. The human turned toward the chamber. You see workers, he said. I see prisoners. He gestured toward the girl. Ask her. The judges looked toward the barrier. She has no legal standing. One judge said. The human's voice hardened. Then your law is blind. Silence followed. The alien girl's heart pounded. She stepped forward, hands shaking. I know I'm not allowed, she said quietly. But I will speak. Gasps filled the chamber. The judges turned sharply. Silence her, the enforcer ordered. Before anyone could move, the human raised his hand. Let her speak, he said. The judges paused. Then one spoke. Very well. 1 minute. The barrier faded. The girl stepped onto the platform. Her legs felt weak, but she stood tall. I was born free, she said. I had a family, a name. Her voice cracked, but she continued. They took everything. They said the law allowed it. She looked directly at the judges. If this is order, then order is cruel. The chamber was completely silent. The enforcer shouted, Enough! The judges raised their hands. The girl stepped back, shaking. Human stood beside her. You see? He said. She didn't ask for power. She asked to stop hurting. One judge spoke slowly. Human, if we accept this, the system will change. The human nodded. Good. Change brings chaos. Only to those who profit from pain, the enforcer snarled. You will burn the galaxy. The human met his eyes. No, he said calmly. We will force it to grow up. The judges withdrew briefly. Whispers turned into arguments. Minutes felt like hours. Finally, the judges returned. Judgment will be postponed, they announced. The law itself is under review. The enforcer froze. The alien girl's breath caught. The human closed his eyes briefly. This human will remain under watch. The judges continued. The freed alien is granted temporary protection. The gavel struck. The session ended. As guards escorted them out. The girl looked up at the human. You could have walked away, she said. Why didn't you? He smiled softly. Because humans don't kneel, he said, and we don't leave. Others in chains. Far above the tribunal chamber, powerful figures watched silently. They were not finished, and neither was the fight. The waiting room outside. The tribunal was silent. Too silent. The alien girl sat on a metal bench, her feet barely touching the floor. Her hands were folded tightly in her lap. Every sound made her flinch, the hum of the lights, distant footsteps, even her own breathing. The human stood near the wall, arms crossed, calm on the outside. Inside, he was ready for the worst. A door slid open. A tribunal messenger stepped out, face unreadable. Both of you, the messenger said. Come. The girl's heart nearly stopped. They entered a smaller chamber. No audience, no crowd. Only 3 judges, this time in solid form, not holograms. Their presence felt heavy, like gravity itself. This is not a trial, one judge said. This is a decision, the human nodded. Then speak plainly. The judges exchanged looks. The evidence you released has spread, another judge said. Across systems, workers are asking questions. Markets are slowing. Governments are afraid. Good, the human replied. The judge's eyes narrowed. Fear leads to violence. Silence leads to graves. The human answered. The third judge leaned forward. There is a way to stop this, the judge said. A compromise. The alien girl felt cold. What kind of compromise? The human asked. The judge pointed at the girl. She returns to state custody. her case will be declared an exception. In exchange, all investigations stop. You walk free. The room spun. The girl's chest tightened. Returned. Custody. Chains. With a different name. The human did not answer. The judge continued. Or, he said slowly, you refuse. And then? The human asked. Then you become a symbol, the judge replied. Symbols do not live long. The girl looked at the human in panic. No, she whispered. Don't do this because of me. She stepped forward. I will. Go back, she said, voice shaking. If it stops the fighting. The human turned to her sharply. No, he said. You don't trade yourself for peace. She stared at him. That is all I have ever done, she said. Give myself away. The human knelt in front of her. Not anymore. The judges watched silently. The girl swallowed hard. If you die, she said, it will be my fault. The human shook his head. No, he said gently. If I die, it will be because I chose to stand. He stood and faced the judges. I refuse, he said. The room seemed to darken. The judges exhaled. Slowly, so be it, one said. By refusing compromise, you accept full consequence. What consequence? The human asked. Permanent exile, the judge replied. No port, no protection. Any system may detain or eliminate you. The girl gasped. That's a death sentence. The judges did not deny it. The human nodded once. Then make it official. The girl broke. She grabbed his arm. Please, she begged. I don't want freedom like this. He placed his hand over hers. You deserve freedom, he said, even if I pay for it. The judges raised their hands. Exile is enacted, they said. Effective immediately. A sharp tone echoed. The human's identification. Chip deactivated. He was now nothing in the galaxy. They were escorted out through a side corridor. No guards followed them after that. Just cold metal and distant stars. Inside a small hangar, the human's ship waited. The girl stood frozen. Come with me, the human said. I can't, she replied. They'll hunt you. They already are. She shook her head. I am scared. So am I, he admitted. That's normal. She looked at him, tears running freely. You chose me, she said. I chose what's right. She took a deep breath. Then she did something no one had ever seen her do before. She straightened her back. I choose you, she said. The human smiled, proud. They boarded the ship. As engines powered up, alarms sounded across the station. Exiled human vessel departing. A voice announced. Across the galaxy, messages spread. A human had refused the law and lived. Powerful forces began to move, because the galaxy now faced a dangerous idea that a single human could change everything. The stars stretched into long lines. As the human ship jumped into open space, for the first time in her life, the alien girl was leaving the place without running away. She stood beside the viewport, watching the station shrink into the distance. No alarms chased them now. No chains pulled her back, but fear still lived inside her. They will hunt you, she said softly. The human adjusted the controls, calm as ever. They already are, he replied. That means we did something right. She wrapped her arms around herself. I was nothing, she said. Now the whole galaxy knows my face. You were never nothing, he said. They just taught you to believe that. Behind them, far across the stars, something unexpected was happening. The evidence the human released did not disappear. It spread. On mining worlds, workers paused their tools. On trade stations, slaves whispered to each other for the first time. On council planets, citizens asked questions their leaders feared. Why are they chained? Why do we call people property if one human can say no? Why can't we? Riots broke out on 3 systems. Guards refused orders on another. The word freedom, old, dangerous and powerful, returned to the galaxy. On the ship, the alien girl felt restless. What happens to me now? She asked. The human thought for a moment. Now, he said, you decide who you are. She hesitated. I don't even have a name. Then choose one, he said. She looked out at the stars again. I want a name that means I survived. The human nodded. Double quotes. Then choose one that reminds you of that every day. She closed her eyes. Lyra, she said. My name is Lyra. He smiled. Good to meet you, Lyra. The ship suddenly shook. Warning lights flashed. Multiple vessels approaching, the ship AI announced. Unknown origin. Lyra's heart raced. Found us. The human stayed calm. Maybe, he said. Or maybe something else found us. 3 ships dropped out of warp ahead of them. They were not military. They were old, worn, scarred. A message came through. Human vessel, a voice said. We request permission to speak. The human accepted. The screen flickered to life. N. Alien appeared, older, tired, but standing tall. We saw what you did, the alien said. We saw the trial, the exile. The human said nothing. The alien continued. We were slaves once. We escaped years ago. We stayed quiet to survive. Lyra's breath caught. You didn't stay quiet, the alien said. You spoke. Behind him, others appeared. Different species. Same scars. You reminded us, the alien said, that silence is another chain. More signals appeared. Dozens. Then hundreds. Ships from across the sector. Escaped workers. Freed slaves. Even citizens who refused the old laws. Lyra stared in disbelief. They came because of us? The human nodded slowly. Because of you. The lead alien spoke again. We are forming something new, he said. A network. Protection. Choice. He looked at Lyra. You are not a slave, he said. You are proof. Lyra felt tears run down her face. No one had ever called her that. The human felt the ship steady as the fleet formed around them. For the first time since exile, they were not alone. Days later, the Galactic Council made an announcement. They did not apologize. They did not admit guilt, but they did something far more important. They changed the law. Slavery was no longer legal under Galactic Trade Authority control. Not everywhere. Not yet, but the crack was there, and crack spread. On a quiet planet at the edge of known space, the human ship landed. Green land. Open sky. No chains. Lyra stepped onto real ground. She fell to her knees and touched it, crying. I'm free, she whispered. Human stood beside her. Yes, he said. And so are many others now. She stood up slowly. What will you do? She asked him. He looked up at the sky. What humans always do, he said. Stand where it matters. Lyra smiled. I don't want to hide anymore, she said. You don't have to. She looked back at the stars. Once she had begged to be owned. Now the galaxy whispered her name, not as a slave, not as property, but as a symbol. And somewhere, in the cold heart of the old system, fear was finally learning what hope looks like.